Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome back to another Spooky Sunday video. I hope you're having a really good day and I hope you're all doing okay. I know I said in the last videos that we were going to have a new location and we will, it's just that today it is so warm in the UK. It's like almost 30 degrees I believe, and to film in the bedroom I have to have the natural light from the window and then a ring light on, and I just cannot deal with the heat that comes off the ring light, so I just thought I would film in the living room because I can film like this just using the window. So yeah, gonna have a mixture of backgrounds for a little bit, but hopefully you don't mind. Anyway, in today's video I thought we would do TikTok conspiracy theories. It's been a long time since we've done any video related videos, to be fair, and definitely a while since we've done any TikToks. So without further ado, let's get on into today's video and I hope you all like it. Okay, so I've got all the videos on my phone as per usual, but I will put them on the screen for you to see at the same time as me watching them. So here is the first conspiracy theory.
So today we're speaking about the Titanic. Now there's lots of theories about what happened to the Titanic, but this one is huge. So the theory is that the Titanic never hit an iceberg, and that it actually sunk for a completely different reason which you will not believe. So let's go. So we all know the Titanic did sink, because that's a fact. But photos came out from before it sank showing this. Literally a burn area. And that is where the boiler room was. You know, all fires and stuff there, so maybe a fire broke out. Now, this is where it gets even crazier. Several people who were on the Titanic but survived it said this. They were all interviewed on various different grounds, and not one of them mentioned anything about an iceberg. No one said anything about it. However, several people said that there was a fire. A fire broke out in the boiler room before they set sail, and they thought maybe that had something to do with it. But when questioned again about, was there an iceberg? No one said yes. They all said, no, there was no iceberg. So what actually happened?
Okay, so I found this one really interesting because I've never heard of this conspiracy theory before. Let me know if you've heard of it before, but it blew my mind a little bit because the whole point of the Titanic is that there was an iceberg and that's how it crashed and that's how people died and stuff. It's in the movie, it's in documentaries. So the focus has always been on the iceberg, but for people who have survived to say, there was no iceberg but there was a fire, it makes me think that maybe they were covering up because, as he said in the video, apparently the fire broke out before the Titanic even set sail and they still set sail anyway, and I'm thinking maybe they used the iceberg as a cover-up to take the blame off them a little bit. Yeah, because even if it hit the iceberg, they would still get a bit of the blame anyway for how it's built, but I feel like they'd get less blame than they would if there was a fire and they knew about it and they still set sail. I don't know, I just think it's really strange and I've never heard of that conspiracy theory before. So yeah, now I am intrigued to find out what actually happened on the Titanic. Also, I live in Liverpool and they have a maritime museum, and if you go downstairs they have a whole Titanic bit. If you've never been before, I definitely recommend it. It's on the Liverpool docks and they have Titanic stuff in there, but they also have stuff from the movie in there as well. But I tell you that, it's nothing to do with the conspiracy theory really, but definitely recommend it if you want to go and see it. It's free entry, so you should go. I mean, they do ask for donations if you want to donate, but to get in it is free. Anyway, let's move on to the next conspiracy theory.
Right, so this one is to do with NASA. I mean, pretty obvious. Now, of course, we all know NASA, big space company. Well, actually, I don't think you do. So what you probably didn't realise was that NASA actually started out by looking into the oceans and exploring Earth. They had nothing to do with space, because you know only 3 to 4% of the oceans have been discovered, so they wanted to explore it. But stay with me, it gets mental. So now, of course, we all know them as a space company, so what happened? Well, literally overnight they went from exploring our Earth and the oceans to exploring space and wanting to get us all off of Earth as quickly as possible. So what the hell did they see during their investigations in the ocean that made them want to get us off of the Earth?
Yeah, so I've actually heard this one maybe once or twice on TikTok, that NASA used to explore the oceans, which I had no idea about. What does NASA even stand for? Let me research this. What does NASA stand for? National Aeronautics and Space Administration. So that is confusing to me because if NASA started out doing the sea and the ocean, why does it have space and stuff in the name? Was it not called NASA before? Was it called something else before? And then they changed it when they started looking into space. But it is an interesting theory that if they did start out looking into the ocean, what did they find down there? And I wouldn't be surprised if they found something terrifying, because a lot of the ocean is unexplored because there's so much of it and it's so difficult to explore it. But crazy that they were like switching ideals and then decided to do space, which, to be honest, both of them are terrifying to me. The ocean terrifies me, space literally terrifies me, and I feel like if I think about space too much, I get into like this existential crisis and start questioning my realities and I get really stressed. I just don't understand how it's just black nothingness and then loads of like galaxies and stuff. It blows my mind. I can't think about it too much because it really puts me in a crisis. But let me know what you think. Do you think that they found something terrifying in the ocean and now they want to get us off Earth as soon as possible? Okay, this next one I wanted to show you because this is something that my mom believes in. My mom is really into ancient culture and the Egyptians and stuff, and she always says to me that they were far more advanced than we were, and she'll tell me all the facts and stuff that she knows about it. She's really into it. Again, with the museum things, they have a museum here called the World Museum, and there's like dinosaur stuff in there. It's also free to get in, but obviously you can donate, and they also have like an Egyptian section, and I took her there and she absolutely loved it. She was going around telling me all the facts and stuff. I feel like I am turning into a museum promoter, but honestly, go to these museums because there's so many in Liverpool and it's free to do and everything is so interesting. That one is called the World Museum. Anyway, I'm going to show you this one because it's a conspiracy theory about how ancient people were way more advanced than we were, or way more advanced than we thought they are.
Why does it seem like the further we go back in history, the more advanced we were? You're telling me people were so primitive they took a hammer and chisel and made this? This temple right here was made in the 11th century in India, so it's about 1,000 years old. Look at the structure and the design. Look at the detail on these carvings, almost as if it was made with a laser. I mean, it just looks like laser cut precision. What's interesting to me is even with our modern technology, we can't even replicate what they built back then. How is that possible unless they had technology that was better than ours? This right here is a real hieroglyph in Egypt. It looks like some type of generator or quantum computer or big old light bulb or something. What if the ancient people were a lot more advanced than us? That's usually how human advancement works. Human technological advancement is not linear. It's a roller coaster. We go to the golden age, then the dark age, the golden age, then the dark age. This is known as the Colossus of Rhodes. It's a 104-foot bronze statue. We went from the golden age to the medieval dark ages. Scientists still can't figure out how the pyramids were built. They can just guess. So are we in the post-apocalyptic era?
I feel like it's interesting, that theory, because how can we go from like being really advanced to down into the dark age, as he says, but have no recollection or no record of us being really advanced in the past, like down to like medieval times? Like how could we go from what they believe, the conspirator, laser technology that can cut brick, down to like the medieval stage where we didn't even know that we needed to wash to prevent disease, things like that? I don't know if you get what I'm saying, but I do get it, and obviously my mom explains it to me all the time, and it does make sense because how were the pyramids built? How did they make stonework that intricate? And the fact that the pyramids point to certain stars and stuff, like it's really, really interesting as a theory if you get into it. I don't know if I'm 100% sold on it, but I would say I'm like 70% sold on it, 30% like suspicious and questioning it a little bit. But if it come out to be like that, that would be insane, that we could be really advanced and then go down. My mom believes that maybe aliens are involved in it a little bit as well in terms of technology. I remember she said she watched a documentary once where they said that aliens had come down to Earth, given Egyptians and stuff all this technology, and that's why the pyramids point to the stars, and then that the aliens like wiped it all away, like the memories and stuff, so that people then were starting again in terms of advancements. I know it doesn't really make sense, and I don't think she fully believes that, but she said that that's what she's seen in the documentary, and I think it's just people like theorizing on how it's possible, but it is really interesting as a theory overall.
This is probably one of the craziest conspiracy theories that I have ever heard in my entire life. Everyone watching this right now, everybody you know, your parents, your family, your cousins, your aunts, your uncles, your friends, is actually dead. No one is alive. But how is that possible, right? If everybody can feel pain, everybody can theoretically jump in front of a moving train, they can pinch themselves, they can hit themselves, they can inflict pain on others. How is it that we are all dead? So there are two well-known and documented things that we know happens to us after we are proclaimed clinically dead, meaning after the heart has stopped beating, right? Number one being that your whole life flashes right before your eyes, and that's become cliche to say, right? You see it in movies, you see it in cartoons, you see it in novels and books, whatever. And number two being that your brain lives on for 7 whole minutes after you've been proclaimed dead, and in those 7 minutes your brain is recreating memories in a dreamlike state. And as Einstein proclaimed, time is relative, right? So time moves completely different for you when you're dead versus when you're alive. So those 7 minutes for your brain after your death can vary anywhere from 7 minutes to 100 years, and it all feels real because you're living in the dreamlike state. And this theory claims that we all died in 2012 when the Mayans had predicted the end of the world, and we all collectively died instantly. And that now we are all experiencing life through a shared consciousness. And that's why there's the Mandela effect, because we're all trying to come together and recreate these memories as best as we can on a collective consciousness level. So some people will remember certain things as being a certain way, and others will remember things being another way. Nothing is real. No one is real. Everything is fake, including me.
I thought that one was like really interesting because the 2012 theory is something that I slightly believe in, because I feel like everything's felt weird and different ever since 2012. I haven't felt the same happiness, the same existing feeling, and I've spoken about that before in other TikTok conspiracy videos that I've done on this channel. But obviously I don't 100% believe in the 2012 thing, but it's a little feeling in me that's like, maybe. But also I've never heard of this everyone dead theory before until I've started researching for this video, and I guess it's kind of interesting, and I never knew that our brain lived on for 7 minutes after we died. So is that comforting or is it terrifying? Am I dead? Am I alive? Am I in a crisis? Yes. Okay, so that's all the TikTok conspiracy videos I have for you today. I hope you like this video. I've missed doing video reaction videos, and I've missed conspiracy theories because I find them so interesting. So let me know in the comments down below what you think about all the conspiracies in today's video. And I hope you liked it. If you did, please remember to smash a massive thumbs up. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, I will see you all soon. Peace.